Yes, but you know that song that Dayal Nitai Chaitanya
Okay.
Bole,
Yeah, okay.
Nachare Amarman.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll pick up whichever you feel appropriate.
I mean, just a suggestion, Prabhu, but
I
maybe you can sing. You
I
have such a
can
nice
I can
voice.
I can open it up.
Let me open it also. The song that Dayal Nitai Chaitanya
Okay.
Bole,
Yeah, okay.
Nachare Amarman.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll pick up whichever you feel appropriate. Okay, sorry.
I
No.
mean, just a suggestion, Prabhu, but maybe you can sing. You have such a nice voice.
I can open it up. Okay. So I'll search for that here.
You want me to send you the link?
Yeah, if you have it, you can send it also. Yeah.
Oh, this chat. That's the one, Prabhu. I sent it in the chat window. The Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay. Whatever this thing that I remember, then I don't think they have a, yeah, I thought they had like this. You can play
See,
it
this
also.
is
Isn't similar.
Ashish Kamaraj singing this beautiful. I just sent you the link.
Oh, he sings in a very beautiful tune and all that. Very
Yes, we cannot sing like that, but at least a reference. That's all.
okay. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nache Ramarman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nache Amarman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nache Amarman
Dayanitai
Nitai
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya Bole Nache Amarman Nache Amar Man, Nache Amar Man, Nache,
Nache Amarman. Nache
Nache Amar Man, Nache Amar Man, Nache Amar Man, Nache Amar
Amarman.
Man, Nache
Nache
Amar Man.
Amarman.
Dayal Nitai Chaitanya Bol, Che Amar Man, Nitai
Dayanitai
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya Bole Nache Amarman.
দয়াল নিতাই চৈতন্য বলে আছে আমার মান নিতাই
Dayanitai
চৈতন্য
Chaitanya Bole Nache Amarman.
Actually, it is নাচরে আমার মন
Nache
নাচে
Amarman.
আমার মন নাচরে আমার মন. There's a subtle difference in the meaning there.
Hmm.
He's pleading his mind to dance. I used to think it's nache amar man, means my mind is
Nache.
dancing, but actually he's saying nach re amar man means, oh my mind, please dance, please dance. He is asking the mind to dance.
Correct.
Not that the mind is already dancing. He's not saying it like Nach re amar man, nach re amar man, nach re
Nache
amar
Amarman.
man,
Nache.
nach re amar man, দয়াল নিতাই চৈতন্য বলে নাচ রে আমার মান দয়াল নিতাই চৈতন্য বলে নাচ রে
Nache Amarman.
ए मन दयाल तो नहीं है दयाल तो नहीं. ऐसा ही है ना. ए मन
Yes, yes.
दयाल तो नहीं है दयाल तो नहीं है मन दयाल तो नहीं है दयाल तो नहीं है मार खेये प्रेम. इज इट दैट मार खेये प्रेमा दे मार खेये प्रेमा मार खेये प्रेमा दे. That means he's getting beaten and he's giving love.
Give me, exactly.
मार खे प्रेमा दे मार खे प्रेमा दे. अब
Aparada
अपराध. What is the tune for this? अपराध दूरे जाबे.
Pape
Do you know
Prema.
that? Do you know the tune for this?
No, no, Prabhu, I have my own tune, but Prabhu sings so well, Shishka Prabhu.
I'm just trying to remember. I think
I
this
mean,
is
we'll sing our tune, Prabhu. No need to, right?
no, I'm just trying to remember. I think I've heard Shishika Prabhu's only. Aparad dure jabe. It's like this only. Aparad
Correct, correct, correct,
dure
correct. You're right.
jabe. Aparad dure jabe.
Abhi
पाबे प्रेमाधान, पाबे प्रेमाधान, अपराध दूरे जाबे, अपराध दूरे जाबे, पाबे प्रेमाधान, पाबे प्रेमाधान, ओ नामे अपराध
Vichare
विचार तो
Tonam.
नहीं है. I really don't know the exact. ओ नामे अपराध विचार तो नहीं है. पुना में अपराध विचार तो नहीं है.
Krishna.
कृष्णा नामे रुचि हावे, कृष्णा नामे रुचि हावे, कुची
Gucci
में
de banda.
बंधन. Hi, this is we are a little bit lost here. Krishna Name,
Ah,
in terms of the tune, definitely not.
yes, Prabhu.
कृष्णा नामे रुचि हाबे घुची बे बंधन. कृष्ण नामे रुचि हाबे घुची बे
Gucci de banda.
बंधन. Then कृष्ण
Krishna.
नामे अनुराग तो. Is it?
Ah,
This is a really like a little tough one, na? For the tune, it's
yes, Prabhu.
कृष्ण नामे अनुराग तो हबे है. कृष्ण
Abhi.
नामे अनुराग तो
So,
हबे है. ताको अनायासे सफल हबे जीवेरा जीवन.
Jivan.
ताको अनायासे सफल हबे जीवेरा जीवन. कृष्ण
Krishna.
रति बिना जीवन तो मिछे है. कृष्ण रति बिना जीवन तो मिछे है. ऐसे वृंदावन राधा श्यामेरा, वृंदावन राधा श्यामेरा, पाबे दर्शन, पाबे दर्शन, गौर कृपा हाले है. This is probably the worst I've sung any song.
Yeah.
गौर कृपा हाले है, गौर कृपा हाले है.
Mm.
Do you remember your tune? You want to sing it your tune? Because I
No, 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 bro. That's
just
okay.
just kind of just reading it now, pretty much.
Correct. Let's read it. Yeah, yeah.
দয়াল নিতাই চৈতন্য বলে নাচ রে আমার মান. 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 জয় হরি বল.
Beautiful
तो
song.
दयाल निताय chaitanya bole.
Mhm.
That is translation goes chanting the holy name Doyal Nitai Chaitanya. I think the
Right.
focus is basically um, how merciful are Nitai and Lord Nitai and Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. So we have to chant the holy name that Dayal, Nitai and Chaitanya are Doyal, extremely merciful. And then, oh my mind, please dance. Oh my mind, please dance. Oh my mind, please dance. So this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur is pleading his mind. Please dance, please dance, please dance. This is a very, I just wanted to make it, this is a very, this thing, that the acharyas have taught this thing where you talk to the mind. You can actually talk to the mind. We know mind is a separate entity. I'm not the mind. Mind is just going here and there, thinking different things, getting lost. And that's why the acharyas, they teach how to talk to the mind. Oh, my mind, please dance. Oh, my mind, please dance. Oh, my mind, please dance. Haribol. Like that. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is something also we can do, right? As a practical thing, whenever our mind is going here and there, maybe in chanting, oh, my mind, please here, please stop going here and there and just be here. Just be here. There is no other nectar. You think the nectar is somewhere else. So let me go here. Now let me go there. Now let me do this. Now let me do that. No, nothing is going to get anything.
Hmm.
We can say like that. How he is saying, oh my mind, do this, do that. Oh my mind, do this, do that. Even in Manasiksha also, I think Srila Raghunath Das Goswami basically teaching the mind.
Right.
So this is a good this thing, because actually I was hearing Keshavananda Prabhu's little briefly today something, but he was saying the entire thing essentially is about the mind. In fact, if you take any aspect of yoga,
Right.
the yogis are trying to train the mind to be basically they're trying to train the mind to be fixed in some way. The jnanis are trying to train them through various physical practices and all the ashtangas. They're trying to train, and the jnanis are trying to, through gyan, discriminate through their intelligence,
Hmm.
through knowledge, and finally control the mind.
Correct.
By that process, and the devotees are trying to also control the mind by
Hmm.
Krishna's simplest technique of, manmana. Basically, apply your mind in me. Just basically, just think of me and do everything. That is the samadhi for the devotee. That he's completely, his mind is absorbed in Krishna, like that. So finally, it's about the mind. So I think anyway, this is one lesson here. You can see Bhaktivinoda Thakur is teaching the mind, because that's what is happening actually in a simple way. If I think what is really happening with me during the day is that if my mind could be where I want it to be, then that's it. This is the success of life. And where it is, where I want it to be, should learn from the Shastra. Where I want it to be should be where my real shelter is, my ashraya, which is the Lord. That we learn. But if the mind is absorbed, that's it. Always, that's the final instruction. Manmana bhavamad bhakto. Manmana. You know, this is the, even in the modern thing, people anyway to achieve success are trying to achieve focus of the mind, which is basically control of the mind. Focus means control of the mind. So we are also in the same boat, but we know the mind's goal should be not just to focus on anything, but on the Supreme Being, on the Supreme Lord, and everything for Him. So the mind is absorbed in everything for Him, that way. So that's what basically becomes the advanced devotee, that his mind is more and more absorbed in Krishna. Just 2 days back, I was having, believe it or not, His Holiness Harilas Maharaj was very kind to me, and I called Maharaj generally. And Maharaj, for 1 hour, was doing katha just one on one. Believe it or not. I just called him generally, and then he just said, okay, let me read something for you. And he started reading from the Bhagavad Gita and all that. He was just doing katha, just like that. I would have loved to record it. I could not, but because I was on WhatsApp already, so I could not record it. But it
Hmm.
was really where he could see he was. So what is the thing basically? He didn't have to, like, for him, just an hour of Krishna Katha just went past like that, spontaneously. Just, I didn't even call for Katha. But he just picked up the Bhagavad Gita and just, or Bhagavatam, like that, and just that's it. Spontaneously was in. So could see his mind is absorbed in that already. He's absorbed because his mind is absorbed like that. So that way,
Hmm.
this spontaneous katha can happen in, my thing, I can also try for that, in some way that the mind can be absorbed. That's one thing which I can think of, because that is the eventual goal. Just imagine that life like that, where the mind is completely as we would want it to be. Now, that's it. Now, let's talk of Krishna. We are basically thinking of Krishna and his seva and his service. That's what is going on within,
Hmm.
deeply within. Can you imagine a life like that? And we imagine like basically if some seconds like that, then some a minute like that, and a hour like that, and then a day like that, a week, a month, a year, and life like that, and that's it. So at least you can start off at this moment by saying that, oh my mind, let me be absorbed in you. Please dance. Please let me be absorbed in you, my Lord. I will say with that. Oh my mind, please dance, please dance, please dance, dance, please dance. So I think that's a very important, very
Hmm.
because otherwise I'm just in a daze sometimes, not really thinking about anything properly, or getting distracted here and there. But here you can see how what I felt with Harilas Maharaj that day, as if like he's just spontaneously mind is
Mhm.
absorbed in Krishna, like so spontaneous, a spontaneous thing.
Hmm.
So this spontaneous thing can be practiced in a way that since I practice, that's a sadhana, then dhire dhire spontaneity, which is like a raga, can happen, because Krishna will give if I am deeply trying that. And this is one technique, at least I felt now after reading this, is that let's just tell to the mind only, talk to the mind and say, okay, let's just dance, let's be absorbed. You and I are together. You're my friend. You're my friend, my mind. Let's dance together. Let's think of Krishna together. Let's try to do something which is beautiful for you, beautiful for me, like that. What else is there in this world, anyways? Any thoughts from
Hmm.
anybody? This is one thought I thought, which is
No, no, that's a very good, Prabhu. So I think the purification of the mind is very important in order to advance in our chanting, right? So I just sent one Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Mahatmya. How he is experiencing the holy name. We are chanting the same holy name. Do we have this experience? I wrote this to my congregation
hmm.
uh, 3 weeks ago because I read this passage and I was blown away. Read that passage, Prabhu. Prabhu. In the Machita, I sent it in Machita.
Oh, okay.
In the WhatsApp. Sorry.
Oh, nice. You want me to read it?
Yes, Prabhu, your voice is better.
Okay. It's fine with Bhaktivinoda Thakur's description of his own experience with the chanting of the holy name. This is the same holy name we chant every day. Do we experience the same when we chant the holy name? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Srimad Mahat. Rivers of tears flow from my eyes. Perspiration completely soaks my body. All my skin thrills with rapture. My hair stands on end, and my complexion turns pale and discolored. My mind grows faint. I begin to experience devastation, and my entire body is shattered in a flood of ecstatic emotions. Oh my God. While causing such an ecstatic disturbance, the holy name showers liquid nectar on my heart and drowns me in the ocean of divine love of God. It does not allow me to understand anything, for he has made me truly mad by having stolen away my mind and all my resources.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a ecstatic symptom, experience he has just reciting the holy names. Hare Krishna mantra.
My goodness.
So where are we? I was when I read this, Prabhu, I was, of course, blown away. I was depressed also because when I chant, my goal is to complete the rounds.
Yeah.
But here, the Acharya is experiencing an advanced, the Mahabhav kind of ecstasy and feeling. That means this is the highest perfection, I thought, in chanting. So when I'm thinking, am I experiencing any of these things? Absolutely no, zero.
Yeah.
So then we can see the quality of chanting. At least I can see the quality of my chanting,
Hmm.
right? So how is this possible? Then I've been thinking about it and reading about it, and I was reading The Heart of Chanting, Manidi Maharaj book, a
Hmm.
nectarian name from Sachinandan Maharaj, how these great souls chant.
Yeah.
Um, so one thing I found, at least my understanding, is that the purification happens. Our heart and mind has to be purified in order to even experience some level of the nectar in the holy name. So right now, what happens is so Srila Prabhupada said in one of the things, the conditioned souls, chanting is like putting a masking tape on the tongue and eating globe jamun. If you put a duct tape in your tongue and you eat globe jamun, do you taste the sweetness of it?
Wow.
So Srila Prabhupada said this, masking tape, Prabhupada said. So
Oh
you
my
cannot
God.
experience.
Beautiful. What a beautiful analogy is that?
So you cannot experience the sweetness of globe jamun. So conditioned soul chanting is like that only because we chant with our tongue and we hear with our ears. Our heart is experiencing our own contamination. So that's why the chanting is burdensome for us. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So the mind and the heart is experiencing or tasting the contamination of our own contaminations, but only tongue is vibrating the holy name. Our ears are hearing it, but mind and heart is somewhere else because that is experiencing or tasting our contaminations. So that's why when you're chanting, mind is somewhere else, heart is somewhere else. So we are not really experiencing the nectar of the holy name. Make sense?
Hmm.
Like that's what Prabhupada is saying. The conditioned souls chanting is like we're not
Hmm.
putting that.
No, because the mind and heart is somewhere else.
Correct. So in the initial stages, I understood like this. Initial stages, yes, Prabhupada said, where is the question of mind in chanting? Just you say the mantra and hear it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is the first stage, I feel. In order to go to
Yeah.
the second stage, you have to involve the mind also. That's why this song too, right?
Hmm.
You have to involve the mind. If the mind is not involved in chanting, then
Yeah.
mind will be somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah.
So subduing the mind, then what should we do? I was doing continuous, further investigation. What it appears to me is mantra artha chintanam. Jiva
Hmm.
Goswami says, when you
Hmm.
say mantra, any mantra for that matter, you need to meditate on the meaning of it. Artha chintanam. Consciousness should be on that.
Mantra
Artham.
Artha Chintanam. Hmm.
Mm. So that's why, oh, my dear Krishna or Radharani, please engage me in your service.
Hmm.
That's the meaning of the mantra. So tongue is chanting or vibrating the holy names. Our ears are hearing it. The mind should be meditating on the artham of the mantra, artha of the mantra, meaning of the mantra.
Hmm.
So when we do this, we go to the next level of chanting. This is again my limited realization. When we consistently do, okay, then mind cannot focus because it goes somewhere else. Then it comes to asamsaya mahabhavo, manodurnigraham chalam abhyasena to kaunteya, vairagina chagraite. So bring back the mind and keep meditating on the meaning of the mantra.
Hmm.
Then I think, this is my, at least my high level research. Then you go to the third level where when the mind is subdued by the spiritual energy, then your heart opens for the holy name to enter.
Hmm.
And that's where you experience the Krishna's presence, like a Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So the advancement is Leela, but at least the Nama enters our heart at that point. Until then, the heart is closed because mind filters it out,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
right? So in my case, the chanting is I see chanting as a process.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing chanting as a relationship building with Krishna.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I want
Hmm.
to complete my rounds. I want to finish it. I am done now. That kind of a mentality.
Hmm.
Instead, holy name is non different from Krishna. Abhinatvam Nama Namino.
Hmm.
So the Krishna, so one of the unique element of the holy name chanting is the Lord is present in the holy name itself.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm interacting with him. So that is a relationship building than completing the rounds or process. So instead of seeing it as a process, we should see it as a relationship or connection with Krishna actually.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? So then you understand the meaning of it. Then the heart opens, our heart is ready for Krishna to enter. Then the Lord enters the heart through the sound vibration of the holy name. So I understood like that. So the more we consistently do this with the feelings, then we can experience what the acharyas are experiencing it.
Hmm. So
Until
feeling
then,
has to be there, na?
correct.
Yeah. You have to
That, that,
bring
that,
in the feeling, actually. You have to bring in the feeling. So
yes,
your
Prabhuji. That
stage
yes,
one,
Prabhu.
stage one, you are saying is hearing. You are saying that just hearing. But still, you bring in the mind.
Right. So in that case, what happens is when you engage the mind, then what happens is holy name is coming out of your mouth. The heart is what is coming out of the heart is the meaning of the mantra.
Hmm. Hmm.
Normal chanting and the offensive chanting is the mantra is coming out of our mouth. Our contaminations are coming out of our heart, or our own agenda are coming out of the heart.
Hmm.
That's why we are not really enjoying the chanting. We are not experiencing the nectar in chanting.
Hmm.
We feel the burden.
Hmm.
Krishna, I committed to you. So 2 hours I have to chant.
Hmm.
If I did not commit, I would rather do seeing YouTube, talking to my friends, spending time with my family, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
But I committed to you. I took a vow, initiation vow, 2 hours. So I'm doing this. So it's a matter of obligation than matter of love.
Hmm.
So I was thinking about this. One day Jaisubhadra told me, Satyasara, you have to come with me to Walmart because I need one table I need to buy. I said, I'm busy, Jaisubhadra. She said, no, you have to come. I cannot lift it. I said, okay, I'll come. What time? 5:30, she said. Then around 4:30 or something, one of my devotee friends called me. Satyasara Prabhu, so there is a small family, an event. Um, can you come? It's a Krishna conscious event. Can you come? Jaisubhadra was in the next room. Then I was telling him, Prabhu, Kamalana Prabhu, I would love to come here with you. Unfortunately, I told Jaisubhadra that I'll go with her to get the table at 5:30. I would rather come with you, go with you to the program, but I have to go because I committed to her. I gave a word to her. Yasuda came out of the room and started scolding me. What do you mean by unfortunately you committed?
Hmm.
I was thinking, Yasudhara, what is wrong in that? I gave you a word, I'm sticking with it. She said, no, I don't see that. You're not coming wholeheartedly.
Hmm.
See the difference? So
Hmm.
what she's telling me is, you should tell, oh yeah, Kamana, that's wonderful. Thank you for inviting me. But you know what? I'm going with my wife.
Hmm.
She never asked me anything. Now she asked me. I want to be with her. I want to go with her. I want to help her.
Hmm.
So see the difference between both.
Hmm.
First
Hmm.
one is obligated. I have to go. Second one is with love and affection. No, it's equally important or even more for me. My
Hmm.
relationship with this person.
Hmm.
So I think that's what I compared to my chanting also. That okay, I took a vow. 2 hours I have to complete 16 rounds. Then I can do whatever I want.
Hmm.
Instead, oh my God, this is my time with Krishna. I'm going to be with him.
Hmm.
I love it. You know,
I love it.
that feeling is not there in my
That
chanting. That
has
one,
to be there, that feeling, that feeling, that feeling. It's like it comes
Correct.
out with that in first one, uh, the feeling this feeling is that there should be like a feeling vocabulary in a way. That feeling is that I am obligated. So I'm
Correct.
a little bit, maybe in one sense, I'm under some force, you know, in that way. That's why I have to do this, basically. It's almost a feeling of, in one sense, maybe subjugation also. Okay, okay, I just have to do it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Those are the kind of feelings which are coming. So it was very interesting because in another class, Keshavantar was basically saying the same thing. He said, it's at the end of the day, the process of bhakti, basically, what is the difference between the jnana process and the yoga process? In jnana, yoga, and bhakti, there are three primary marks, let's say, right? Um,
Mhm.
jnana, jnana, yoga, bhakti, like that. So in jnana and yoga, there is no feeling, basically.
Right.
There is no concept of feeling in that. They don't deal with it at all. There is nothing, they have nothing to do with it. In Ashtanga Yoga, they won't talk about feeling. In Jnana Yoga, there's no question of feeling. But in Bhakti, right from the start, it's about feeling, basically. So the feeling, the bhav, Krishna Bhavanamrit Sangha. Actually, consciousness, basically, the Krishna consciousness movement, the Hindi word is Krishna Bhavanamrit. Bhavana means bhava means feeling.
Feelings. Yeah.
So that feeling is what we need to cultivate. So here you can see Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying, Nachare Amar Man. So he is
Right.
like, what a feeling of jubilation. He is saying, if you're not feeling jubilated, feel jubilated. Start feeling, start feel, start feeling jubilated. Then fake it till you make it, as Mukund Prabhu used to always tell us, fake it till you.
Right.
That feeling can be made up also in a way, can be made to gradually, and then pray that I may gradually get it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Then so the
Yeah.
otherwise it's a feeling of obligation. It's not like the basically feelings have a deep meaning to it. Just like I'm going to get into this session and I could have thought, oh no. Basically, it's like now it's been really busy for me. It's like, okay, I'll just get into the session. I have some of my rounds to go also, like that. But I can get into it and say, wow, it's like, hey, I'm getting a chance to be, it's a feeling of anticipation, looking forward, or have a chance to be 1 hour at least absorbed in the Lord's. This thing, that's a nice feeling. It can be that kind of a feeling can be had. So that's the second stage I think you're talking about. It's a first is your hearing, but then you try
Correct.
to bring the feeling, the mind or the heart is basically is about feeling what comes out of the heart. That kind of a um, that kind of a feeling is, I think, is a very important. But if you, I think somewhere else somebody was also saying that there is this, you know, let's say vocabulary of, sure, tell me about. I'm just right now just discussing it as this thing. Let's say put in ChatGPT, you go and you say, tell me various feelings, like give me a list of 100 feelings. Feelings. You will actually use. I think you should see. You see this now? Happy, sad,
Mhm.
angry, anxious, excited, calm, confident. These are
Right.
feelings. So what am I feeling like right now?
Mm.
Happy, I'm sad, I'm excited, anxious, calm, confident, I'm frustrated little, I'm like the disappointed, proud, ashamed. You see this?
Hmm.
These are all feelings. So where am I? I'm feeling affectionate. Do I feel affectionate towards somebody? I'm astonished, I'm relieved, I'm blissful, I'm burdened. Am I feeling burdened with the work that I have to do and this, other things, cheated? I'm feeling confused, crushed, defeated, delighted, depressed. You see this? I'm just put 100. You can put so many. And then you can put, so basically uh, this is what is the key. Our feelings have to become more and more. Uh, at any point, I should be able to understand as I say, thinking, feeling, and willing are the three functions of the mind: thinking, feeling, and willing. I think it's called vichar, bhav, and sankalp. In Sanskrit, it's called vichar, bhav, and sankalp. We can take a session also afterward. So it's not just about saying. In fact, we will do a session for that later, because it was a very nice session that I heard on that. Because typically, he was giving a very nice example. Like in the session, he was saying a language of just thinking is that you say, I, you say that I love you or I like you. That's like you just said what you think in a way. But if you say,
Right.
I am craving for you, I'm dying for you, like
Hmm.
that. So that has a feeling of, you have to define what is that feeling. You're feeling deeply, you have a deeper feeling of, so the most people, or I will meditate somewhat on that more and maybe take up that session. But everything you can say without feeling, or you can say with some deep feeling, or you can say with very mild feeling, or you can say with very deep feeling. Everything you can say like that.
Right.
Like I could have said, yeah, I will attend the session, or I can say, I'm true and deeply looking forward to attend the session. There's a difference
Right.
between those two things. There's a world of difference. But the same thing, I'm attending in both cases. I'm deeply looking forward. I'm like, oh, I'm like, wow, I'm overwhelmed by the session. I'm looking forward. It's like that's that's the feeling. We need to have these feelings at the end of the day for the holy name. In fact, it's called Bhava Bhakti later on. That means the bhavana has to start right now, like that. So I was thinking, not that I'm prepared right now, but I can
But
take from
yeah,
the,
definitely we'll take it in the next class, Prabhu. But yeah, the points are very
but
important
the
points.
points are important. Right
Exactly.
now, I can think about what is my feeling? What am I feeling about this session? I'm just okay to be here. I'm loving to be here. I could not have done anything better than this. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It can go to
Correct.
different levels. Or I could even go the negative way. I don't want to be here.
Correct.
That kind of thing. Just like you can go very negative, you can come towards little neutral, and you can go so positive that you will. What is Mahaprabhu's feelings when he is, with bodily transformations? What is Radharani feeling?
Hmm.
They have gone beyond Mahabhav. It's called Mahabhav, basically. At the end of the day, it's called Mahabhav, means Maha feeling. The feeling has gone crossed, it has broken all the barriers, but it's feelings. In fact,
Exactly.
if you see all of these World Cup, now India won the World Cup, these other things, right? I was
Hmm.
watching some of that in the end. Then I was seeing at the end of that, they were saying, let the emotions come out, let the emotions come out. They were telling all the players. So at the end of it, they played the game, but imagine they're playing the game, but they are all like straight faced, just throw the ball, somebody bats, this other thing. Nobody's going to watch it. At the same
Hmm.
time, only feeling also, they just show feeling that it's a game which is happening, but it's with feeling.
Hmm.
When they catch the cup, then they are feeling, oh, like that. It's feeling. It's all emotion at the end of it. This emotion is what we have to bring forth, but now for the right purpose. If we bring it for the wrong, like for the mundane things in this world, we get completely, basically, we are giving away our wealth. I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that emotions are our wealth. There's also a statement of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I'm not exactly paraphrasing, but he said emotions, you have to treasure your emotions. And the problem is that the world is trying to take away your emotions. They are through advertisement, other things, right? They are showing you jubilate, happy, so many other things, serials, movies. They are taking away your emotions. They want you to be emotional as they want you to be. Whereas Krishna is saying, become some to that, become like really, don't give up your emotions to the world. Be neutral with whatever is happening in the world. But With me, you now become emotional. About Krishna, about Seva, about the devotees and all that, you become emotional. You become like, yes, yes, like wow, my God, I'm offering obeisances to a devotee. You have to be emotional about it, not just do it just like that.
Right.
Be emotional about it. Chanting the holy name, be emotional about it. I'm chanting the holy name. I just keep repeatedly chanting the holy name. That's all. How can I do it without that? I'm emotional about it, basically, like that. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my, be emotional. In fact, we could say it that way, that we should always be more and more emotional. That's be more and more emotional, but the right emotions, practice the emotion, in the it should be emotional in a way which is favorable to the bhakti, but the emotion needs to be there for the bhakti, you know, which is favorable, not that which blocks the bhakti and becomes a show, not to become it a show, which is favorable to bhakti, for the devotees, for the seva, you know, uh, like that, for the deities, for the holy name. Um, this is what every be emotional about it. Be connect with it more deeply at the level of different emotions and feelings, like that. So we can take
Very
this again like that, but I think this is one lesson maybe we could take up from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's such a beautiful song, because this is what he's telling the mind here, that you be, be my dear mind, you be emotional about it, and you churn. Where did it go? Yeah, you be emotional about it. Oh my, please dance, please dance, please dance. Yeah. So I thought
exactly
that's an important. And actually, it's an exciting life also.
correct.
It's an exciting life. What is a life without emotions? What's a life without emotions? And everybody is craving for it, actually. Everybody is craving for such deep emotions. They want. That's why I saw the World Cup. The World Cup is so exciting because the deep emotions during the play and also at the end of the play when they take the prize. If you take away the emotions, there is nothing in that, basically. In all advertisements, it's emotions. Everywhere, it's emotions. So that's why between Krishna and his devotees, it's emotions. It's emotions. I'm sitting here in BRC library. I need to feel. I'm so happy. I feel so grateful. And Krishna is giving so much of this, his jnana, his knowledge, his mercy is there in the form of these books here. Right now, I'm getting a chance to serve them. How grateful I need to be, for these things. So what am I feeling about it needs to be said. Okay. So, okay, we can
Absolutely.
cover this few couple of other paragraphs. So, Emon Dayal to Nai hai, a merciful personality, Lord Eternal, is not to be found anywhere. Mar khaye prem de. He suffers a beating and still he gives the love of God. Oh, aparadha dure jabe. When your offenses have been vanquished, you will obtain the treasure of love of God. Pabe premadhan. He's saying when your offenses are being vanquished, then you will get the treasure of love of God. Because
Right.
there are many offenses within me, so I'm not getting the love of God. But in these names, oh aparad, oh aname aparad vichar to nahi hai. But in these names of Chaitanya Nitai, there is no consideration of offenses. Once you have a taste for the holy name of Krishna, takho Krishna name ruchi habe, guchi be bandh. Once you have a taste for the holy name of Krishna, bondage to this world will come to an end. Once you have taste for the holy name of Krishna, bondage to this world will come to an end.
Amazing point, huh?
Yeah,
Because everything becomes meaningless in this world once you taste the nectar of the holy name, right?
there is an interesting thing I had heard about this in Jagannath Puri Yatra, as Radhanath Swami Maharaj was saying it also. You've heard this, na? This is another, you've heard this before, that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur said that do not try to see Krishna, but try to act in a way he wants to see you. Correct, na?
Right. Right.
right? So,
Correct.
but it also applies to, you could say it like that. Do not try to taste Krishna. Try to chant in a way he wants to taste your devotion.
Yes.
Because it's all about Krishna tasting, Krishna seeing, Krishna feeling, Krishna,
It's of
because
you.
the center. It's
Very
like,
good point.
what happens with the mother. She looks at the child and she says, what is my child feeling like? What is my child seeing? What is my child? She's always thinking like that, right? The true love is about what is the other person feeling, thinking, what is it for him?
Willing. Mm.
So when you go in front of Krishna, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, he should see you. He is seeing. It's called the Drig Drishta Vichar. There's a full lecture by Keshwaran Prabhu on this. And it's a Drig Drishta Vichar. I am not the one, I am the one being seen. He is seeing me. I need to be careful about that. Not that I am going to see Krishna. It's like when I go in front of the principal sees me. I don't, as a student, it's not like I am going to see the principal. You know,
Right.
he sees me like that. So, same way, you could say it that way, my Lord, it's not that I am trying to taste your holy name. Let me give it. It's that's not the main point is, my Lord, let me act in a way that you would want to taste that whatever, even as a tiniest trace of devotion. You
Mm.
want to taste that in my chanting of your names. If you taste it, if you taste it, I know you are hearing. I mean, that's another point which Keshavanand Prabhu keeps saying. It's not that okay, I'm hearing. That's true. It's good. I have to hear. Prabhupada said, you hear, but don't forget that Krishna is hearing. That's a. It's not that Krishna is not hearing and I am only hearing. Then what's the thing? What's the thing in that? I'm speaking. I'm hearing. The point is Krishna is hearing, and it says in the Bhagavatam, when because of his hearing we can hear. It is he hearing, and then I can hear. So I have to remember that he is hearing when I'm chanting the holy name. And I have to see that I want to chant in a way that he tastes, because he likes that I'm chanting the holy name, that I'm reminding him of through his name, I'm reminding him of his devotees. Now, that's what he says. You say Radharani's name, Krishna remembers Radharani. You say
Mm.
Hare Krishna, Krishna is remembering his potencies. He's remembering his devotees. He's remembering his leelas. Even the name Krishna itself, he is remembering my name is Krishna, means I'm attractive. Attracted to whom? Attracted to his devotees. So it reminds him of his devotees and all that. That's why it becomes a seva. And so Krishna, making Krishna's name is a seva to him. He's hearing and he's remembering his Nama
Mm.
Rupa Gun Leela.
Correct.
And then this is what Geshavanand Prabhu is, what a beautiful class when he gave that. He said, because he hears his holy name, you chanting, he remembers his devotees, Krishna, Rupa, Krishna, Rupa Gidalila. And then when he remembers and he sees you are helping him in that, he will, as a gift, reveal to you his Nama Rupa Gandalila, which we know that's the second stage. But he will reveal to you because
Beautiful point.
you're doing this seva. So he said, okay, I will give you also, because you are also part of my family. I'll give you. But you take it not to enjoy, you take it to again remind others and Krishna about Krishna.
Mhm.
So it's not like he's going to reveal to me, I now start enjoying Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord. When he said that point, I was like, oh my God,
Mhm.
that is like, can you imagine? This is the lecture he gave I'm trying to find that lecture. It's Shastakam verse 1. He gave a lecture. So that's see, you see that extremely go personal intricately. It's all about Krishna as a person. Krishna is hearing, and when he's hearing, he's getting reminded of his devotees, and he will reveal it to you, and some of that, his Nam Rupa Gundila, so that you can again keep chanting more, and you will narrate his pastimes to Krishna and to others like that.
Right.
That's called Leela Spurti. He will give you until you give him back.
Prabhu,
But
tell me the sequence one more time. What's
and the
it,
sequence
Keshav?
is very beautiful. You see so what is happening in the chanting of the holy name?
Right in the document. Yeah, yeah.
The chanting of the holy name this was one of the most eye-opening things I heard actually. It was just it was when he said that I was like, oh my God. So that was the whole. lecture like that, basically. So you chant the holy name. See, we think that I am chanting for me to hear. That is a step, but that's like a, as you also said, it's like a first thing. At least be attentive to it, right?
Right.
Be attentive to it. Here, right? Here, like that. It's like a father telling the child, hey, whatever I'm saying, just hear at least.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
That's the first step. If you don't even hear, then what would you do?
Correct.
Nothing. So the first step you could say, as Prabhupada kept saying, just hear.
Correct.
Which we need to keep doing, obviously. It's not that you stop hearing sometimes. You need to
Correct.
keep doing, keep doing it. But then what happens? You also chant in a way that basically you remember that he is hearing, basically. You remember Krishna is hearing. Okay. And it's more important that he is hearing than the fact that I'm hearing. Because if it's more important I'm hearing, then I'm putting me before Krishna.
Hmm.
Most important that Krishna is hearing. That is the main point here. He is hearing. I'm doing the seva. I'm doing the seva and he is hearing, right? I'm doing the seva. He is hearing. Okay. And now what? So what is happening when he is hearing? He is hearing. So what is happening? He remembers more. And you may say, is Krishna forgetting any time? But then it's the same story. Is Krishna hungry anytime? But you're still feeding him, right? It's the same. He is the source of all the food in the world,
Mm.
but he is still hungry for your food. So that logic goes down the window. Right? That's not
Mhm.
he. That is always true. That he is
So he
always,
is hearing, he is remembering. Yeah.
yeah. So he remembers more. He
Because
remembers. What does he
he
remember?
remembers.
He
Uh-huh.
remembers his devotees basically.
Correct.
When he when he hears his devotee's name, whether Radharani, you can say Hare, or you can say any Krishna is supreme, who energy of the Lord, Srimati Radharani. But the Hare can basically, as I think Andhra Prabhu said there's something, can mean energy of the Lord, basically. Radharani, another energy of the Lord. But ours, obviously, our meditation is Radharani. Hara is the energy of the Lord. So Radharani, but it can be Radharani, it can be Krishna basically with any energy of his. Like that. So Krishna is basically remembering his devotees, like that. When he hears his devotee's name, he remembers his devotee. But actually, when he hears his name, also he remembers his devotees. Because Krishna name means attractive. And attractive to whom? Attractive to whom? That's the question. Attractive to his devotees.
Hmm.
So he is also still is remembering his devotees. Now, you can take that example of any mundane thing also. If your mother calls you by a certain name,
Prabhu, 1 minute, 1 minute. So yeah, when he hears his devotee's name, he remembers his devotee. Here, devotee refers to the chant,
no, not the chanting.
Radharani. I
Radharani.
think we have to make it clear that, yeah.
Radharani. Energy. His energy, his devotee, or Srimati Radharani.
Name in the
Supreme
chanting.
energy is Radharani. Energy, devotee, we can say Radharani. Like that.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah, no, I'm not talking about not the chanter. See, okay, here's another thing which he beautifully said. You know what he said? He said, while we are chanting the holy name, what's our position? We are in the background. We are in the
Hmm.
background. It's not like we're chanting the names, Krishna's attention comes to me. That's selfishness. I'm
Hmm.
chanting the holy name so that Krishna remembers his devotees, his other devotees. Radharani, he remembers. He remembers his other devotees. He doesn't remember me. I'm going to be in the background.
Right.
You
So
understand?
Prabhu,
Like
one,
that. That is a real devotee. He
see,
doesn't want to be there at all.
that's a profound point, but let us that on the point before that. When he hears his name, here we are taking Krishna,
Yeah.
means attractive. So what happens?
So he's attractive too. So if he's saying Krishna, so what will Krishna think? Krishna, oh, I am all attractive. Correct, na?
Uh-huh.
I'm all attractive. But obviously the next thing will be now attractive to whom?
To his
He's
devotees.
attractive to his
It thinks about
devotees.
his devotees again.
Yeah.
Ah,
Because
okay,
he's
got it.
most attractive to his devotees only, na? I mean, to
Correct.
Radharani, Krishna is the most attractive.
You're
To
right.
Yashoda Mai, he's the most attractive, right? So he is attractive to whom? To his devotees, like that. So it's
Okay,
like
now go to the
your
Krishna
name,
talk.
which your mother used to call you by that name, like sir,
Correct.
this other thing. As soon as I tell that, you remember your mother. Oh, she used to call me that way. I'm most attractive to her. I'm most attractive to her. I'm most attractive. That's it. So, because Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, in Amrish Maharaj, he says, I know nothing but my devotee. I
Correct.
only ask for my devotee. That's it. I know, don't even know. I know only my devotee, basically. And Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, whatever Krishna does, basically is only for one purpose, to paritranaya sadhuna, basically for his devotee.
Right.
Vinashaya Chatushitam Dharma Sansthapanadhaya. Those are secondary. Correct? Now we know this. This is the main thing is his devotee. So it's a love story only happening all the time.
Correct.
So it's such a profound seva because he is making him remember his devotees. It's like a background music you give, as if he's meeting his devotee, you're thinking of his devotees, and you are in the background sweetly singing it. And singing in such a way, you are completely in the background. You are not to be seen at all. You don't want Krishna to look at you. Because you don't want Krishna's time to be wasted thinking or looking at you.
Right.
It will be in the
Okay, what is the
background.
point, Ravi? The profound point you said? We are in the background.
Yeah. We're in
What
the
is
back.
that point?
We are in the background. That's it. We don't
Yeah.
want. We are in the background. So he was saying like that why, in that lecture, he was saying, why is it that Kirtan needs to accompany everything that we do? Because he said, वो Kirtan में ही हम लोग तो background, Krishna starts remembering his devotees and everything, and we are just completely in the background. Our service also goes going to the background because Krishna, you are helping Krishna remember his other Radharani, his other devotees all the time. And that's why in every seva, just keep doing kirtan. So Krishna, you're helping always Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna's focus may come to our seva, not to our seva, not to us. Krishna's focus should always go to away from us in a way. We don't want his time to get wasted. So chant the holy name means Krishna's focus always. I'm always reminding Krishna of his other devotees.
Mm,
Isn't that a beautiful point? Always
absolutely.
reminding Krishna of his other devotees.
My chanting means I kind of
That's
let's
what
write
chanting.
it clearly. Yeah.
So every time you keep chanting only, you keep chanting basically all the time. DD worship also you're chanting. Krishna's focus is not on, oh, who is doing this DT service. Let Krishna's focus go away from me. His focus is always on his.
Got it. So how did you say that this Nama Rupa Guna Leela comes? So how does Krishna give
So
that
what
concept?
happens is the Krishna remembers his devotees. That means he's remembering Nam Rupa Gun Lila. Krishna remembers Nam Rupa Gun Lila of basically remembers his devotees, so he remembers the Leela in which his devotees are there. Correct, no?
Mm.
You can say that Krishna remembers as soon as he starts thinking of his devotee, he starts thinking of his devotees. That means he's thinking of the Nama Rupa Guna Leela
Yeah.
of his devotees. What do you mean thinking
Right.
of somebody? Oh, this is my devotee. He is what he is like. This is his qualities, and this is how I had pastimes with him. Correct, no? So he's
Right.
thinking like that. So Krishna remembers all of these things. And then what he is saying is, what Krishna does is he will share that with you. He will pass it on to you. This is obviously all theoretical. I'm just saying, repeating what I heard. But it will happen. When we say that Krishna now, after you chant the holy name, the Rupa Guna Leela get revealed. Correct? Now we have heard this. The
Mm.
Guna Leela gets revealed. So he's saying the Rupa Guna Leela is Krishna going to reveal it, basically. But he will reveal it not for you to enjoy the Rupa Guna Leela. Oh, now it's been revealed. Hari Bol. Rupa Guna Leela, I have now Rupa Guna Leela of revelation of the Lord. No, it is that Krishna is revealing something only so that I can serve him. But I can again relate the Rupa Guna Leela to him and to the devotees. and I start chanting the holy name more, not just chanting the holy name, I can chant then about the Rupa, I can chant about the Guna, I can chant about the Leela, like Nama Rupa, Rupa Kirtan, Guna Kirtan, Leela Kirtan also it said, Leela Kirtan.
Correct.
You do all of that. Why? You do that, so again you are saying to the Lord all of that. And that means you're also saying to the devotees these things, not for your own enjoyment. The whole disease is my own enjoyment. Because I will always keep coming back to, oh, now I'm able to taste. Now I'm able to reveal. Now it got revealed to me. Now oh, that is the disease. The whole disease is that. So the disease is it's not anything for my taste. It's not anything for my enjoyment. No, it is
Hmm.
only for to give enjoyment to others. Obviously, as part of this, Krishna will impose the enjoyment on you. But that's not my purpose, that I am
Right.
doing it for that. Like Radharani gets million times more enjoyment than Krishna, but that's not her purpose. Anandam Ambudhi Vardhanam hampers to the devotee. That's not the purpose of the devotee. The purpose of the devotee is to give Anandam Ambudhi Vardhanam to Krishna and his devotees.
Hmm.
Let me not be deviated from that. And let that ecstasy that you give me not become an hindrance, like it's said in the to the seva that we do to you. That is always a, you know, it's like that's, he doesn't want that to become an obstacle in Krishna's seva, because the goal is the seva. Goal is seva means, because goal is seva to give pleasure to Krishna. That
Right.
like that. So that's basically, so it's not in one sense about me tasting the holy name. It's about Krishna tasting the devotion in my chanting of the holy name.
Hmm. Write that, Prabhu. Point.
Yeah. If I could get that exactly how Maharaj said it, but it's a deep in some one of the,
Hmm.
but he basically said it like this, something like that he said. It's not about my tasting of the holy name. So actually, I've become a little bit wary of that after because you see what happens is, when the pure devotees are saying that, na, they actually mean the second thing only, because they're
Correct.
not so much cared about their own taste. But in our case, we have to be a little bit careful, because I'm so selfish deep within that I just keep caring about my own taste. And that's the problem. I don't have to worry. I don't have to do it for my taste of even the holy name. It's about how Krishna is tasting the devotion in, in my chanting of the holy name. Right? How Krishna, because if we say it feelingly, then Krishna is, oh, he will feel the devotion, na? Then he will remember his devotees better. Na? It's like the person is saying it feelingly. If I chant with feeling, like Prabhupada said, with devotion, then Krishna will remember more his devotees. And that is the seva. Otherwise, I'm chanting it in a plain way, then like, you don't, right now, how will he? That's not really service to. So even at the end of it, it's not about me, my tasting. I want him to taste that. When he tastes the devotion in it, then he will. Then it's not like he's going to praise me for the devotion. That's not my goal. Also, it's tasting the devotion in my chanting of the holy name, so that he can remember his devotees. Again, it's that goal is not okay. Now he tastes the devotion in my holy name, so now he will grant me the taste. No, so that he will remember his devotees. Otherwise, I will again come back to, oh, so that he will now be pleased with the devotion, and then he will give me taste. But that's not my goal.
Hmm.
Again, you see how subtly it will come again to the same thing. Oh, so that now he will give me taste. Not, no, don't get into that. Not that, oh, then he will give me taste.
Correct.
Don't worry about your thing. That's about don't worry about getting. Basically, that's the main thing. It's like, I mean, it can be discussed more. Bhaktivinoda Thakur does say, give me the vetan, prema dhan vetan, give me the salary of love. But that's not to enjoy the love. He also says that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, that, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, give me vetan they are more prema dhan, like that. He says, give me the salary of love. But when they are saying, give me the salary of love, the purpose of the salary of love is to serve with that love, not to relish that love in that sense. Does that make sense? That's
Yeah.
that the purpose is, oh, give me something I can relish it. No. Even we ask for love, it is true. It's a certain point. It is true. We ask for, give me the salary of love of God. That is being mentioned. Salary of love of God. Me the salary of love of God. Why? Because I want to serve you with love. That's the main point. If I want to serve you with love, I don't want to serve you without love. That's why I can continue with my service forever. Without love, the service itself will diminish. It's not quality. Even the longevity wise, it will go down. Quality and quantity, everything will go down. That's why just give me love so that I can serve you with that. That's it. So I can serve you with love. That's it. Also, so that I have that, I can serve you. That's why I'm asking. So it is true. I'm asking you. That's also there. But if I ask you for love, it is not to, and that way you can say for taste also. But we have to remember it. You can say, oh, I want the taste.
Yeah.
Not for me to relish, but for me to give. For me to be able to give you that, share that, offer you with that devotion. That way, then I can tell you. Okay. So these were the.
Nice, Prabhu. So, Baramana Prabhu, this is amazing. I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
So now it's a chanting. Let us take a kirtan as an example. You can define this for me. Okay. Kirtan means like with the musical instruments.
Yeah.
We chant the holy name. How do you define that?
What do you mean? What's the
What
question?
is kirtan? How do you tell this to the Westerners?
What do
What
you
is
tell?
kirtan?
What is kirtan?
Correct. I will tell you why I'm asking this question, but I want you to define this.
Will you tell me why
Kirtan.
so that I can get the context better?
Okay, so basically, I did one Western outreach program
Yeah.
last week. Right. So we introduced Kirtan and come some my youth members of our congregation. They did some Kirtan and things like that. So then one boy came to me. He's a nerd case. He's a child prodigy.
Hmm.
He's 4 years old. He admitted into PhD in Penn State in a neuroscience. Okay. He
Hmm.
said, I really enjoyed it. This music was a little different from the music I'm used to, the
Hmm.
Eastern music.
Hmm.
What is Kirtan? What is so special about it? This is the question he asked.
Hmm.
I explained it, but I feel like I'm meeting him today, by the way.
Oh.
Um, so, but I felt like he was not satisfied with it. I was not able to really tell. He said there is something happened to him.
Okay.
He could not explain it. He's a white guy, 24 years old. Okay.
Hmm.
You are an emotional fellow, Balram Leela Prabhu. So you tell me, what is Kirtan? I mean, spiritual emotions I'm talking about.
So, so you're saying he was very moved, basically. So he's saying this is different than regular music. He's saying. That's what he's saying.
Absolutely.
That's
Correct.
what he's saying, right? He's so
Correct.
moved he's very moved by the thing. And so
Correct.
he's saying, what was so different in this?
What is the so special, right? So I just want to say in term which I did not say. I'm thinking like I think you said in one of our prayer session. Do you remember
Okay.
why should we pray? You, me, and Balram. Sorry, Nitya Gauranga did long ago
Ah.
in the Prabhu's class we referred to.
Hmm.
So Kirtan is a prayer for what? So I wanted to say the prayer aspect that is inbuilt in Kirtan.
Yeah,
Makes sense to you? Where
yeah, yeah. It's inbuilt in Kirtan. It's like a
what is Kirtan? Kirtan is nothing but it's a prayer to the Lord for what? So like that, I want to really nicely define it, Prabhu.
if the guy is favorable, nowadays, I feel more and more to the guy. I thinking if people can connect, in some way,
Mhm.
it's just important to just get to the essence of it. The essence of it is
Correct.
we are connect. We are trying to relate to the s- the the most beautiful, the most attractive, the most wonderful person ever. That's who we are connecting with here. We are
Mhm.
I'm
That's
calling
beautiful.
out that person's name. That person is here, is there across all traditional boundaries, across all sectarian boundaries. You take it anywhere, he basically, and especially nowadays, Christianity and Islam and all of that are probably the most prominent religions in the world. And there's a good thing about that they are basically like Vaishnav like religions. They are basically the name of God, the name of Allah, the name of Krishna is there.
Mhm.
That's the way you're just connecting with that person. And now the beauty is that because that person is the most wonderful, amazing person in the world, that it's like it's a love song. It's a you can tell him it's like the most famous songs are basically in one sense love songs. The most famous movies are love movies because you're relating with love is the deepest emotion which connects with people. Why the movies are about love? Because why across the history, across traditions, everywhere, it's all about love because we are connecting with the person. Because that means that shows that that's what people are craving for. People are craving for that loving connection, that loving. And so in this, or that example which I had shared with you earlier, because I really feel if somebody's over, it should just cut to the essence of it. This is not about any tradition. This is not about any specific sector. This is not about any of these things. Because I told you that example now. If you're the only person in the world, if you are if you win this lottery where you are the only you remember this, if you win this lottery, become the owner of the city, but then you figure out that's great, you become a multi-billionaire right away, but then you come to know that you're the only person in the city. Remember that?
Correct.
You're
Yes.
the only person in the city. So what does it feel like? Oh, everybody starts thinking, well, you get all the facilities, all the food, everything that you want is there. Everything that you want is there, but there's no one. How do
Right.
you feel? After I don't feel like that, and then you will come to know I don't like it, I despise it, and then later on you don't even want to. You become depressed. You don't even want to live. You will probably be scared in one sense even to death. It's so scary to even live in a big building alone, or to speak of it living in a city, or like that. So what is it that's missing? Is a person. I want to connect with another person. But then what type of person you want to connect with? If you try to connect with people who are, you know, are so it's very clear nobody is happy without connecting with a person. And then what type of person? If I send you around people who are who despise you, who are trying to trick you, who don't understand you, who are greedy, they so many other things. Do you want to be with such people? No, no, no. How do you want
Mm.
with better people who understand you, like you, that's it. Make it better, 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 better. We are only looking to be with the best person. That is the goal.
Mm.
Everybody has. So what is Kirtan? Kirtan is trying to basically basically we I want to be with the best person beyond all sectarian boundaries, beyond anything. Let all the religions be whatever in this world, like that. But beyond all sectarian boundaries, it's I want to be with the best person. And Kirtan is calling out for that best person,
Mm.
knowing that you are there. You are there. And through your name, you can be reached. It's a call of love. It's a cry of love,
Oh,
basically.
Prabhu, write that one. I love that. I love that point.
What thing?
Kirtan, it's basically it's a prayer or it's a call of love actually, right?
It's a
Write,
prayer.
write it.
It's a
Prabhu.
call of love. Because what are you saying? It's like any, I mean, movie song also, you start calling the name of the person, right? It's a cry of love because you can't find that person. But you know
It's
that
a call
person
of
is there.
love for what? Who, Prabhu? It is call of love for the Lord, right?
Yes. It's
For
all about
Krishna.
the perfect person. So first thing I proved is you are looking for, everybody is looking for a person, you know. Again, you're looking for another person, basically, let's say, and you're looking for a good person or a better and better person, let's say.
Supreme person. Yeah.
And that will lead to good person, better and better person, and finally, which automatically means that the bestest person. That is everybody's goal. You
So
can never be satisfied without
okay,
that.
Prabhu.
And
I got it,
Kirtan is
Prabhu.
calling for that person. Kirtan is
Ah,
calling for that supreme bestest person. It's a love song for that bestest person. Imagine everybody is looking for love that we can see because of the movies and everything, right? But the best thing is love the bestest person. Then there is who can reciprocate with us in the best way possible, and who has the who has both the ability and the desire is the
got
more
it.
to reciprocate with us in the bestest way. So he
Yes,
is
Prabhu.
the person who can be the lover for everybody. It's let's say it is the supremely most optimistic reality, because although everybody is looking for that person, because they don't recognize that that is the case, it's like they're
Uh-huh.
living in pessimism. But
Correct, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, let's do like this. It's a prayer for what? It's a call of love for what? It's a cry of love for what?
for
I
him,
know this person, but I want to put
for
it right now.
to reach
Mm,
him, to be with him, to be with him, to serve him, right? It's like, what do you want? Do you want to be with him? You want to serve him? You want to, that's
connect
what,
with him.
to
Mm,
connect with him, for him, to connect with him, to be with him, to serve him. And that's what it is now. More Krishna Rani, Radharani, please engage me in your service. Or Prabhupada said, please accept me. He gave a translation like that, right?
it's a cry of
Even
love.
Prabhupada said in another translation, he said, in His Holiness Indradunu Swami Maharaj quotes that. He says, one of the translation for the holy name is, my friend, my friend, my friend. Like feelingly you're calling Krishna,
Mm,
my friend, my friend, my friend, like that. To for him, to be with him, to serve him. I know a prayer to please accept me. Please engage me in your service. Please accept me also, Prabhupada said, no? Please accept me. Please engage me in your service, like that. It's a call. It's a call
this
of
is the
love.
real dependence, right, Prabhu? It's also for a
Dependent.
dependence.
Dependent. I am completely dependent. You have given me this air. You tell him at that time, who has given you this air? 2 minutes, 1 minute, I'll be dead.
But can
Two
we
minutes,
say it's a cry of love to? Hmm.
it's crying now, because now later you will start crying.
Yeah.
Because
How do you connect the dependence with cry, Prabhu? What in what?
no, it's dependent. I'm dependent upon you. I'm
The
crying.
reason I'm talking about dependence is, Prabhu, it's an Independence Day season here, July 4th. He's an American
You
boy.
say, but you tell him that the beautiful thing is dependence, not independence. Because, in love, there is dependence. It doesn't mean that dependence in the mode of a parasite. It's dependence that I depend upon you because I've received so much from you. It's gratitude. How can I give you back? Right? That's who can say I'm not dependent? I'm breathing the air given by somebody else. I'm drinking the water given by somebody else. Who is that person? That's it. Just tell him, let's stop breathing for a minute. Now let's talk about that I'm not dependent. So we are, we have to be, dependence is in the mode of gratitude. Independence can, bring in this false sense of ingratitude, basically, that's the, like that, right? This makes sense. So we, that is the point with we have received so much. So it's not dependence in that negative way, in that way. It is dependence that I understand it, that
Prabhu, how do we write that, Prabhu? It's a cry of love. And
it's
how do
dependence.
you...
I mean, it's a kind. Yeah, it can be different also. It's a cry of, I don't know. It's a cry of love, or a cry for love, or a cry of love, or something like that. I don't know. It's a cry with realization of the fact that I am dependent, right?
Ah, that's a very nice way.
I'm realizing the fact that I am dependent. That's
It's a cry with
I'm
realizing the
realizing I'm
fact.
completely dependent upon you, my Lord. That's a Sharanagriti, like what you were saying. So with that, it's but it's a cry because it's filled with emotions. If you're completely dependent upon somebody, won't you feel emotional about it? You're like, oh my God, completely dependent upon you.
Completely, I'm dependent on him,
Yeah.
right?
But that doesn't
So,
mean I'm lazy, I don't do anything. That's the wrong this thing. Now I want to reciprocate with you with whatever you have given me. You have given me
correct.
air. Let me breathe the air and then speak out something for your appreciating you. That's kirtan. Because I'm taking the air in for what? To speak out. When I speak out, the air comes out. But it should come out in a way using the tongue that you have given, using the larynx that you have given, using the air that you have given to speak your glory. That is gratitude. But I'm dependent on you for all of these things. Because I can't do this. So, because it is about that supreme person, it has touched your heart because it's about love, but it's about a love which is of another level. Even if he did not feel it, but it touched him. Because the holy
Hmm.
name has that power, because God has that power. God is the bestest person, has that power. In his name, he can invest that. He can invest that supreme energy in that name. That makes sense? So
Hmm.
I don't know how much you can explain him, but basically, at least I have felt, if some people are just get to this point only, you are that the point of a person. It's not about, because especially for a white person, it's not about this culture, that culture, and Hinduism, and even Vaishnavism, and these are yes, those are particular implementations of that eternal reality. Being that is coming in form of other traditions also.
Hmm.
It's beyond those traditional sectarian boundaries. Nothing to do with it, frankly. Those are
Hmm.
just external representations to help us practice that. But you may practice them with your putting your hand like this. In Islam, I may practice by putting my hands like this. In Christianity, they may do like that. They may do. Everybody is doing it differently, but their whole goal is the same.
Hmm.
Goal is the same. They are trying to connect. That's why they keep chanting the names. And in that, chanting the names is a common thing basically across traditions. Chanting the name. They chanting. They chant the names basically. So I encourage him to chant the holy names through kirtan.
Hmm.
You should just always kirtan, kirti gan, constantly appreciating kirti, appreciating, glorifying the Lord. That is the connection with that person. You can
Hmm.
tell him you want to level up love for somebody, keep glorifying him. He will automatically will start developing some connection, affection with him for him. That's the way science works. Just take somebody and you can keep glorifying, even if you don't feel for that. But just keep glorifying. Oh, this person's so great in this. He's so good. He's so good in doing that. Ooh, he's so good. Do. Keep saying that all the time. You'll start loving him gradually.
Hmm. Hmm.
So kirtan is kirti gan. I'm not feeling that love for God, but I keep doing it. I keep appreciating, I keep glorifying, etc. Gradually, my connection with God will happen, and my love for God will happen like that. So it's a practice, and gradually that practice will become more spontaneous love. But that's a good thing because God is the best person. If we start doing that to somebody who is not a good person, then you are getting connecting with a person who is himself imperfect. And that can be, that basically becomes a problem, because he will not be able to connect or reciprocate with you. And, it will be problem for him, problem for you. So you connect with God, and in that light of connection with God, you connect with everybody else. Doesn't mean you don't connect with the others, but you connect with others knowing that they are also children of God. So let me connect him with also God, like that, and we are brothers because God is the Father. So it's universal brotherhood, universal love, by keeping God the bestest person in the center. So most logical thing basically is the most logical uh, thing that can happen. How can people live without that? The whole world is crazy to be living without this. Doesn't make any sense actually. That's why,
So, Prabhu, it's a call of love to be with him, right?
yeah, to be with him, to serve him. That's the thing of God as a person. That's it. So it's a logical thing now. Be with him, serve him, call for him, please accept me. This I'm so dependent on you. So many different prayers can come. The base prayer is like that, but the base prayer is, okay, I want to serve you. But all of these prayers are coming, na? Prayers has no limit actually. So much more can come
Correct.
from this. So many emotions can come. So much prayers can come unlimitedly. There's unlimitedly overwhelming will come at the end of it. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying what you quoted. I can't, there's no end to, isn't it? What he's saying?
Correct. Yeah.
What I am feeling, what's happening there? It's gone beyond. He's just crossed all the limits for him.
Correct.
But we can appreciate that and worship that, and we can try to at least have that as a goal in our mind, not to imitate it, but
Mm.
to have that as a goal, because Krishna will be happy, na? Bhaktivinoda Thakur will be happy if his followers also, you know, start getting to that state gradually. So we can have the chesta for that. We can have a desire for that, and gradually start feeding the emotions appropriately. Let me not be without emotions, basically. That's what is this without emotions thing? It's a dry, useless life, basically. Always be filled with emotions. Always
Mm.
emotions. Try, 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 try. It will fill us with enthusiasm.
Okay. Super, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for nicely explaining that.
Goals. Thank you. So both of you can also just one takeaway. Let's write it before we end it. We have 1.5 hours now. Rakshana Prabhu, yourself also one takeaway or something. Well, I think every time we can take one takeaway. I thought that will be helpful, right?
Yes.
Anurag Prabhu?
I'm just thinking, uh, like in art or when you are learning a music, so even if you know tal and rag, if you don't have bhav and lagan or astha, you won't be able to do justice. The same apply here. So if you don't have bhav and astha, and prem is something which you have to cultivate, because it will come, you won't get it in the first instance itself.
Hmm.
So are these, can we summarize all these the three elements, the bhav, astha or lagan, and cultivate the prem with the Krishna. To chant with this, to chant every name with the bhav and astha or lagan.
Yeah, so bhav is basically feeling, astha is faith, and lagan is basically like a determination in a way, right? Like that way. Lagan is like determination. So you're saying that can we summarize all these three are required for love? Is that what you're saying, basically? For
These
love?
three are required, and cultivate love for
Right.
Krishna that you can keep like as a mission
Hmm. Yes.
in the mind. So mind will feel that you have to feel love for Krishna.
Hmm.
So can we formalize it like this, or is there any other element we need to add here to simplify or summarize our entire session?
And I would say that basically, yeah, see, love of God is a journey, prem is a goal, and the goal of love of God is basically, you can say, I mean, there are different ways you can talk about this entire thing, but yeah, in one way, as you are saying, that lagan, a determination that we will practice it. Because love is also a goal, but the practice is required. Like that's the practice. The sadhana bhakti is the practice. And in that practice is a growth of lagan, of astha, faith. We start with some faith. We start with some faith to practice it. If you have no faith at all, why would you even practice it? So some faith, because you're not seeing God face to face right now, but you have little faith. It's called adho shraddha. So you start practicing with some little faith, but you don't practice it with lagan, with determination, like that. But then there are various elements to that. Like if you take the 9 processes of bhakti, adho shraddha, sadhu sangha, associate with the devotees, bhajan kriya, practice the bhajan, chanting, hearing, reading, like what we are doing, like that. Then anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti, the mixed wings, the dirt within the heart, the lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, envy, the I and mind, they start going away gradually. Then fixed devotion, nishtha. Then asakti, become attached. Then bhava, actual stage of bhava, which is a ray of love of God, and finally love of God. But in this practice, basically, which is done with determination, and there's a gradual growth of faith in this. We all talked about today that the emotion should also be brought in. Notion is, yes, I want to really do it. I want to serve Krishna with feeling, like that. Even this emotion is not, it's not the emotion of imitating Radhe Radhe like that, but it's a emotion of emotion. Emotionally being connected, emotionally having the desire to serve Krishna with feeling, like that. It should be there. Does it make sense? I don't know. I just kind of, but yes, that thing is there. The faith has to increase, the astha, the lagan, the determination of practice, and then bring in, but do it with feeling. Don't just do it like a yogi. Oh, that's it. I'm just going to be now focus on the name. That's it. Holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, feel the feeling. But then have the feeling also. You're calling out for the Lord, like we were discussing, cry of love, call for love, prayer, please accept me. You have to have the feeling like that. Don't do it just in a form of a gyan or form of a yoga. Both are just yoga, no emotion. I know. That's not bhakti then. That's not the process of bhakti. Make sense?
Yeah. And what's the best
जैसे आप
thing?
वो बैठते हो ना, अपन भी ऐसे बैठते हैं, तो वो ठीक है, वो पद्मासन में ऐसे बता रहा हूँ. You are so good in your yoga and you sit like that. But just remember that that's dhyan, what it used to be. That's just yoga. That's bhakti mein to please dance with love. So even if you chant the holy name, you sit in the Padmasan, but we should be calling out with feeling. The bhavana has to be there. Okay, it should not be without the bhavana. If it is without the bhavana, we are missing on a most critical element of bhakti.
Yeah. And what's the best way to delight Krishna?
To delight Krishna?
Yeah.
That's a very good question, first of all. That question is delightful. Serving the devotees is a very important thing. Chanting the holy name. That's the whole process. But you actually please the devotee, Krishna is very delighted.
Okay.
Vaishnav Dharma, Vaishnav Seva, as Thakura said, is the most is the Yuga Dharma. You please the devotee.
Okay.
You please the devotee. But when you try to please the devotee, that Harinam Sankirtan will be there. So you're chanting the holy name of the Lord. Like that. It's included. It's not without that. But you have to work to please the devotee.
Yeah, nice.
How do I please the devotee? So whole ISKCON is nothing but pleasing Prabhupada. If you miss that point, pleasing Prabhupada or pleasing His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, that's in Delhi. If they please Maharaj, and Maharaj's whole focus is pleasing Prabhupada, that's it. Like Arjuna, he has so many other reasons, but at the end, he's like, okay, I can do it to please Krishna. That the fine, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam. Please the devotee. He is happy. Basically, that's the end. That's the Guru. Please the Guru. Please the Krishna. So that's a very important. Like that. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Your takeaway, Satyasar Prabhu? So,
I mean, I already shared. So my takeaways, Prabhu, I just wanted to, when you chant, just, pray for that, the mentality of a true servant. In fact, that's the meaning of Maha Mantra anyway, right? So if we do service, there is a tinge of like a master consciousness or a controller consciousness or enjoyer consciousness. I'm doing the service. I'm the master. I'm the enjoyer of the service. So though we are doing service, but still the consciousness is not servant consciousness. So what I am practicing nowadays recently is that praying for the mentality of a true servant when you do the service. So that's my prayer while chanting. I don't want to be an enjoyer. I don't want to be a master of the service. I want to be truly a servant. In fact, that's the real essence of the prayer. I mean, the meaning of Maha Mantra, actually. Mentality of a servant, not the mentality of master or mentality of a controller or enjoyer. So, so that's what I'm praying. While chanting, I'm praying for that. So I want to continue doing that.
Mentality.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, and I think for me is basically, thank you so much for sharing that mentality, chanting the holy name, the mood of a servant. And for me, I think it came to be that, basically you utilize your emotions appropriately. Have emotion in place while the chanting of the holy name, and also basically while doing the seva, that the emotion needs to be there. Emotion have to be aware of my emotion and have to be able to employ the emotion. I'm feeling for it. I'm happy about it. I'm grateful for it, like that. Different those, like I put those 100 emotions like that and all that. So be aware of those emotions and try to cultivate those emotions so that I'm trying to be more and more connected with the emotion in Lord's seva, and not do it in a way where either I'm unaware or devoid.
Wonderful.
That was my. Thank you. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
So I'm stopping this thing right now. This thing, but I wanted to just quickly check, Prabhuji, sorry, just quickly about the seva. Any update on that one? Can we talk for a